Right, here we are, episode 29. What have I been doing? Well, I've been fanning around. I've taken on board what you guys have said about the exhaust brackets. So thank you, Yamahonzuki, or whatever, sorry, Bud, and Silk. Take it all on board. But I'm going to leave it as it is, specifically because of what I've done to the front pipes. I've cut that collar off, and it all fits up. It all marries up really nicely. They've got a nice big stainless alloy bolt through there. It all works properly. That's on there nice and tight. It fits. It's not touching the frame there. There's a gap there. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. I did take the other side off incidentally when the bike was in the shed and I could only work on the left hand side. I took all that apart. I turned the bracket around. I can kind of see what you're saying, but it works like that. I don't know whether it's the aftermarket pipes or it's them brackets, whether they're, I don't know what the brackets are, whether they're original or what, I don't know. But anyway, that's that sorted out. A couple of little jobs I had to do. This bolt here goes through for the stay bar for the back brake down there. It didn't have a split pin bolt in it, so I've now done that. There's a bolt in there and a nice split pin. I've done that as well with the front there, and I have changed that spring. I managed to rebend that spring nicely, so it now hooks on the bottom of that spring. It's nicely there, so the workings are lovely. The spring isn't catching on anywhere, so I'm happy with that. Okay, what else am I going to fan you around with? Oh, I don't know. But I'll wrap it up there because I can't think of anything else to do right this second. Well, I can, but I can't remember what I'm going to do it in, so I don't want to blah 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 in case I do it wrong. I've bought a new fuel tank, a fuel tap, not a petcock. I only use petcock because I do have American viewers as well, so I try and fender, rotors, all that kind of thing. It's all Americanisms. I like to try and incorporate that in my ramblings, so everybody can sort of get a gist of what I'm talking about. But yes, so petrol tap is on the way. It wasn't very expensive. It'll either work or it won't work. I've tried to refurbish those little plastic discs with the 4 holes in, which go in the petrol taps there, by putting it in my parts cleaner, which you should never put plasticky rubber parts in, and it sort of softened them up a little bit, but to the point where it sealed for a minute when I put it all back together, and then it started to weep again. You can't have a weeping fuel tank, can you? So I'm going to leave that there, put the new one on, see how that works. If it holds, it holds. Hey presto, boo boo, and there we go. Hey, come here. Come and say hello to your friends. Look, they've been missing you. Look, I've been asking about you and everything. Well, at least he's better now, because he was a bit poorly, wasn't he, poor little chap. Right, okay, well, that's enough waffling for one sitting. I just want to get it back together, but there we go. I'm still on the fence about that leading in the well, it's silver. What's it called? Silver. I don't know, brazing, or I forget the terminology. I'm not into welding. I did some back in college, back in 1924, and I haven't been back since. So, yeah, we'll leave that there, I think. I'm still mulling over what to do with that. I might just... I've got some epoxy plus chemical metal stuff. I might even just squidge a bit of that in there, just so I can get the thing on the road for the winter and spray it up. I've got other mudguards I can work on in that time, so I can repair those and have them ready as well for refitment or whatever. So there we are. Okay, enough of that. Okay, catch you in a bit, guys. Thanks for looking again, and thank you for your comments. They really do help me, give me food for thought, and you've steered me in the right direction a couple of times when I've sort of fallen off the rails a little bit. So I do appreciate it, really do. Okay, cheers then. Bye-bye.
Well, good morning, shed dwellers and fellow enthusiasts. Where are we at? 29, isn't it? God dear, it's been weeks. It has literally been weeks. I've been waiting on a petrol tap for the tank because, as you know, my other one was all leaky and old and nasty. It's arrived and it's on, and it doesn't leak, so that's good. The funny thing happened. I've not filming. I have done some videos. I did 2 5-minute bits in here about this, that and the other. Been buying stuff, and I explained all that on the videos, and when I uploaded them to my laptop and watched them back to sort of edit, I had a bit of because I've had a nasty cold, I've had a bit of tissue stuck there, and I was going to put it on, but it was too funny, so you wouldn't have been able to take it. So anyway, so what have I been up to? I've been buying this stuff. Bruce Steel, you might have used this stuff before. It's the Epoxy Putty repair kits. Basically, it goes like rock hard when it sets in about sort of 10-15 minutes. It's putty, and there's two compounds in there. When you mix them, knead them together, use water on your hands first, or gloves. When you knead them together, it's a chemical reaction, and it goes rock hard, and you can drill it and sand it and thread it and all that kind of stuff. I've used it before to fix, funny enough, a Chinese 125 fuel tank. The tap, the weld had gone, and I thought, how it's ruined. Whacked some of that on there, and it was good for over a year. So I'm going to use this stuff on those tiny little holes on the mudguard. I'm going to sand it off. I've been busy buying sanding wheels. I won't bore you with that right now, but I've been all over tool station, sort of like a screw fix if you like. And I spent sort of 20 quid on sanding discs and wheels and brushes and stuff. So I'm going to clean the backs of those mudguards right up, and I mean, this side's fine, as you know, and that side's fine. It's just the other side there. And you see me fingers through it. There we go. There's a bit there. So I'm going to really get this spotlessly clean, thin as it, wipe it off, hot air gun it, and then I'm going to lay a layer of that stuff in there. And trust me, it will work. It won't be permanent, obviously. It's a repair putty, but it will do for me. In such time, say a year down the line, I will address it properly. There we go. Now, I have managed to find some steel for the really bad bits that I have to cut out. I have some 2mm mild steel, so I'm going to bend and fabricate that and get that in there somehow. One else I bought, got some nitro mores. I am sick to death of sanding, so I'm just going to whack some mores on in a minute. I might add, so we can get this show on the road and get the mores on there. It'll do its stuff. So by sort of midday today, I have two shiny metal mudguards to work on. Get that putty on there, bosh, get that done, and I can lay some paint down in a good couple of hours afterwards. Also bought a new coil. Now, the bike runs, as we know. Look at that, beautiful, isn't it? 6-volt coil, twin. The bike runs, as we know, so it's not really an issue, is it? But it sort of concerned me about those spark plugs that I bought. They don't look like cheap, nasty knockoff duds. They do look like genuine NGK plugs. But they weren't sparking, and the sparks I was getting when I plugged these in were very minimal sparks. They weren't big, orangey, proper, crackly sparks. They were just little tiny sparks, and when I plugged them in, the engine worked, so that was good. But something's awry. Something's not as strong as it should be. So I'm just going to, it was 18 quid, that coil. So I'm going to pop it on and see if it improves the spark, okay? If it doesn't, original staying on there, that's the end of that. Okay, right, I need to stop waffling because I need to get some mores on those mudguards, and then things will start happening. I've been doing a lot of buying stuff. Look at all this beautiful cutting disc. Lidl's is your friend. What else was I going to tell you about Lidl's? No, it's gone. Couldn't have been that important, could it? Oh, could it? What have I done with it? Somewhere I've got a little torchy thing. Do you know what? I bought this out. There it is. This was not Lidl's. It was Poundland, and it wasn't a pound. It was 2 quid. But let me show you it. Oh Christ, the bottoms fell off. That's a good start. And it comes with a little sticky pad there. That's basically what it looks like. It's magnetic. Okay, that's magnetic, and then that's magnetic. It all sort of sits on there, and the light is flipping a 3 AAA batteries. Sorry about the flashing if you suffer. 2 quid from Poundland. Work that out. But it's great. I was thinking on the floor, if you're working underneath your motorcycle, bosh. There you go. You can see everything under there. That's fantastic, really. Anyway, that's enough of that waffling on. That can stay on there for a minute, and I'm going to get on. Right, guys, catch you in a bit. Million things to do. Sorry about the delay in videos, but I've been up here. I've had a few issues. Prostate. Boys, if you're having trouble with your prostate, having trouble going, get yourself down the doctors and ask for a PSA test. It's a blood test. It's not intrusive, and they will tell you whether or not you have cancer. Basically, that's what it does. It deciphers whether or not you have your prostate's cancerous. Luckily I'm good, so that's good. But still need to address it with tablets. The other thing, so that's good. But don't leave it. Right, I'm getting on. Catch you in a bit. Right, there we go. We've got the Moors all over the Mudguards, front, back, left, right. It's all going to be doing its stuff, so that's good. It's just starting to work. I'm going to address this each side. I'm going to either cut out, well, I'm going to cut out anyway, but and then see the condition of that arch that goes in there, see if I can put a bit of that plate stuffy in there, and then just do those seamy holes. It looks like a blooming Spitfire's been along there, hasn't it, so far? So there we go. But that is the worst of it. Literally, you need to run a bead up in there and seal that, and jobs are good. Right, okay. I've just washed my hands again because this stuff is very corrosive, and you don't want to be scratching your eyes with anything like that because you will be in trouble. Okay, right. I must go and do some more prep work in the shed. Well, the Nitromores didn't do exactly what I thought it would do. It's failed miserably, to be honest. Look, this is after a coat of Nitromores and a wire brush and a scourer. 2 coats of Nitromores, actually. I might add 2 different brushes to stipple on there. Look, that doesn't look like he's even had anything on there, does it? That's ridiculous. So I got to resort back to the flipping sanding wheels. Oh, it's just put so much time on the job, doesn't it? It's not going to get done today now, is it? Oh well. Less time chatting, more time doing. Catch you in a bit. Well, I was a bit dejected a bit earlier, wasn't I? But this putty stuff's wicked. Have a look. Let's get some light on it. Yeah, there's some there. It's come through there. It's come through there. I literally had a little lump of it in my hand when I'd finished patting all that in there, and it went rock hard. Literally, it went really hot, and then it went rock hard. So I shall just snap these pieces off and do a little bit of sanding. What I'm gonna do, I think I've got plenty of it. I'm just gonna put a bead all the way around inside because this is horrible, and then that's a perfect trap for water. And I'm just going to go around the whole lot, all around the inside of that rim there. I'm tempted to drill these out and take this bracket out of there and then start again with that. I'm really not in a good place with that front mudguard, to be honest. It's really starting to bug me. Yeah, it's a, you know, if I was a metal worker and I had absolutely all the time in the world, I would spend all the time in the world on it and get it pristine. But I'm a little guy in a shed, you know, trying the best I can to get it to work, and I'm failing miserably, I've got to say, on that. But there we are. Right, okay. I'm going to knock some more of that putty up, I think, and then just go around that seam all the way around there. This rear mudguard is actually not too far away from paint. I'm going to get some paper, sandpaper, and I'm just going to give it a real once over because it's all scored there. That will just show straight through on the paint. I'm going to give it a once over, and then I'm going to sand those bits down, get that putty in, let it go hard, and I'm going to put a coat of paint on it. It's going to be done then. I can get the back end of the bike back together, and you know, all that kind of thing. Right. Okay, I mean, there's nothing stopping me just bolting that front mudguard on as it is and taking it for an MOT, is it really? Just to get the historic status of it and that. Right, okay, catch you in a bit. Well, after many, many hours of sanding with, 120 paper. Yeah, 120 paper. I'm nowhere near finished. But the holes have now gone. Take a look. Spot the holes. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I am so pleased with that result. Look at that. I've got to do a bit more sanding and a bit of detailing in there, but it's really good. That was the bad side, and the good side was literally just there, but it's all gone. So look, yeah, it's a bit rough and ready under there, but you're not supposed to look at that, are you? I do need to do some fillering, because this is like the face of the moon here. Look at that. It's disgusting, isn't it? But I'm going to sand it back as best I can. You know, there's a lot of hard work gone into that, I can tell you. But yeah, I'm going to just get all that back to you know, shiny sort of metal without going through it, because it is fairly sort of thin there. And I'm going to get some filler. I'm going to thinners it off just to get all the dust out of the crevices and out of the craters. Otherwise, the filler won't stick in there, will it? And go over it with a tack cloth and lay down some primer and go from there, really. But there's an awful lot of work left to do on that, as you can see, but I'm getting there. Under the Ville, and I've got me trusty brew, so I'm happy as a pig in the old proverbial. Nice. Right, I've only got that to do, and that to do, and the other one to do, and all that, and that's it. I'm done. Right, well, the mudguard is now under there, the rear one. It's done as best as I can do it today. I thought I'd start on the top chain guard piece. Let's just shut that door, because it's too bright out there. It doesn't record properly. No. I'm going to get wedged in there, aren't I? Right, there we go. So I've been sanding that down. I had to use, I mean, you guys know that this piece, the water gets in that seam, doesn't it, and blows it apart. Well, mine was absolutely no exception at all, and that happened. So I've squished a load of that. I've cleaned that out with a hook and thinners, all nice and good. And I've gone round there, look, as you can see, and it's rock hard. And I'm now sanding that back to a respectable sort of depth, and it's rock solid. I'm really happy with that. That side still needs doing, but I'm kind of there on that. It looks a bit rough, but it's smooth as a baby's bottom. So there we are. I'm going to wrap that up for today. I've had enough. And this afternoon I'm going roller skating. Yes, roller skating. So call me an ambulance already. So yeah, that's all good fun. I used to do roller skating many years ago. I used to have a milk round, and I used to roller skate with a crate of milk in each hand up blocks of flats up the stairs. I was fit as a butcher's dog, I can tell you. Those days are long gone, and it's been a good few years. I think I skated on my 50th birthday, which was a couple of years ago, up and down the road. No accidents occurred, and I thoroughly loved it. I got some up, and I've got to go out in the loft in a minute and get them out of the loft. So if you don't see any more from me, au revoir. It's been nice knowing you all. Thank you all for your comments. But I'm sure I'll be fine. So I'm going to go and have a bit of me time this afternoon and enjoy myself. I think I've earned it, don't you? Right, okay. I'll catch you later, probably. I want to be back in the shed. Let me go back in the shed, please.